What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Tech 4K. I've got the new Chromecast 2020 with the remote control here, and wanted to give you guys a quick overview and unboxing and show you guys how you set it up. So this is the newest Chromecast, just came out this week. Let's get into it. So I've got two different boxes here, one for the actual Chromecast itself, which is similar to the latest one, to the previous one rather, but a little bit different design. And then a remote, which is totally new to Chromecast and welcomed by many, I imagine. And then your documentation booklet, and then your power brick and USB-C cable. And then there's also some batteries that they tuck away down there in the corner, which is nice, and the batteries actually match the color of the Chromecast depending on which color Chromecast you pick up. So here's the actual remote itself. Honestly, it's sort of Apple-esque with the white, but I really like it. It feels amazing in your hand. Got the Google Assistant button, a back button, a home button, a mute button, a YouTube button, Netflix button. And there's also some volume rockers on the side that I didn't really find to be very ergonomic. It's kind of hard to push them up and down. Maybe that's just me. Here's the actual Chromecast dongle itself. Like I said, it's pretty similar to the previous one, but it's a little bit more refined, maybe a little bit bigger but flatter. It's got the G logo, HDMI. Yeah, it's pretty cool looking. You actually have to use the power brick. It won't work over USB. So just note that. HDMI, as I pointed out. Overall, it's a pretty cool looking device. It feels good in your hands. As far as setting it up, a lot of the initial setup is done through the Google Home app on your phone, on your iPhone, or your Android, or your tablet, whatever you're doing. As you can see here, you can pair Bluetooth headphones, which is awesome. Pairs pretty quickly. You can use the volume rockers to control your soundbar. Lots of built-in support. I had a Clip soundbar from like 6 years ago and it worked. Just has to test a couple of codes, but yeah, I think it worked on the second try. So that's very cool. And it'll also turn your TV on. If you have a newer TV with an ARC input and CEC, you can turn like it shows here, you can turn your TV on and off with the power button that's on the Chromecast remote, which is pretty convenient. If you don't like having 3 or 4 remotes around, you can just have one. Yeah, on this one, this is a Roku TV, and I hate Roku. And this actually, when you hit power, it opens up the ARC input automatically. So I find that to be super convenient. The installing your apps section it took a little bit of time, but overall, my initial impression of this Chromecast is that it's very well powered. Like the chip in it, whatever it's running on, it's got plenty of horsepower to do 4K, to speed through the menu. I mean, it goes as fast as you want it to. I didn't really have any lag. I will say, like, right after you set it up, there are it does kind of lag a little bit right on the initial setup. Like right after you get through everything and you're trying to browse through apps, there's a little bit of lag, but probably like 2 minutes into it, it's good to go. And I haven't had any lag since, and I've been using it for 2 or 3 days now. So overall, I think this thing is probably pretty future-proof. I expect this thing will get a lot of updates. I honestly think this is going to be super popular going into Christmas season. There's Apple TV out there for people in the iOS ecosystem, but it's, you're going to spend over $150 versus this is $50. And I imagine there's going to be a lot of specials and sales around Black Friday. It's going to make it even lower than that. So I can see Google selling a ton of these things. As you can see here, this is what I was talking about. It kind of glitches up when you first get through the setup. Like it just kind of sat on the screen like it's loading. You don't really know if it's glitching or if it's just taking forever to load everything up initially. But yeah, once you get into to the menu though. It's a little slow initially, but like I said, it once it gets everything cached, I guess it goes pretty quickly. See right here, you can see it's on the struggle bus for the first couple of minutes, but it really does get quicker. The overall menu, it's similar to like the Apple TV app. It combines a lot of different sources. See here's that same loading screen again, but when I saw this initially, I was like, wow, this is just a glitchy device. This shouldn't have shipped. But honestly, yeah, once you get into it, it's fine. Yeah, so movies, shows, apps, library. If you've purchased something, it just rebranded Google Play Movies and TV to Google TV. So that's new here. Anything you buy there would show up in that library. The Google Assistant button worked really well. It worked just as well as Siri on the Apple TV remote, if not better. I tested it out. It can read you the news. It can show you the weather. It's got a lot of stuff other than just pulling up movies and searching by actor name or genre or whatever. Yeah, so just browsing through the menu, like everything is pretty speedy. It doesn't really hang. Most of the motions and transitions are pretty smooth. Yeah, all in all, I think this is a pretty good version of Android TV. I have a cheaper one, like a Sling TV device, Air TV Mini, and it runs Google TV, but it's very sluggish. This is definitely much better than that. Yeah, so there's a trending on Google section that just pulls in stuff from all of your sources that you've linked. Sling TV worked pretty well. I'm sure YouTube TV would be even better. I had to drop that after they raised their price to $65. Movies about aliens, Marvel movies. Yeah, and it's 4K. It's got an AM Logic S90 5X2 system on a chip, which has four 1.8 gigahertz Cortez A53 cores, and a Mali G31 MP2 GPU, whatever that means. 2 gigs of RAM, which seems to be enough. 4.4 gigs of storage, usable storage, 802.11ac wireless, Bluetooth 4.1. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's also got max video resolution of 4K 60 frames per second. Supports HDR10, HDR10 Plus, and Dolby Vision. Audio-wise, supports Dolby Digital, Dolby Digital Plus, and Dolby Atmos. So pretty much anything that exists out there, this thing can handle for $50. So yeah, if you're in the Google ecosystem, this is probably what you want. It's not going to get any better than this unless you really spend a lot more, probably like for the NVIDIA device. But I think that's like 150 or more. But yeah, just going through the settings menu here, there's a lot of settings. There's like the HDMI CEC settings, display advanced settings, advanced sound settings, all sorts of toggles here. Probably whatever setup you have, this thing, you can configure it to work pretty smoothly with. Game mode, you can change your refresh rate and resolution if you need to do that. Yeah, I think this is mostly typical Android TV stuff, but just wanted to show you guys all the options here. Caption options. A lot of accessibility stuff, which is cool. High contrast text, text to speech. Talkback, switch access, about. So this thing is shipped with Android 10, Android TV OS 10. I'm really curious to see how many updates this thing gets. I imagine it gets all kinds of updates for 2 or 3 years, but I guess we'll see. You can change the keyboards, which is cool. It's very customizable. 4.4 gigs available. Ambient mode. Control what your screensaver is. Show the weather, show the time. Wi-Fi network info. Cast settings, restart, remotes. So this is where you can pair all sorts of stuff. I haven't tried any game controllers, but I'm pretty sure you can pair PS4 or Xbox controller. Anyways, that'll do it, guys. Just wanted to walk you through the unboxing and the setup of this new Chromecast 2020 with remote. So go ahead and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. But otherwise, until the next one.